So this one, we use it now for plantain multiplication because we also do plantain multiplication. Want to multiply, we take one sucker like that, you can multiply it to give about 50, 100 depending on the size. So we'll put it inside the propagator so that it will shoot so many plantlets so they can use it now for planting, field planting. That is to increase food in the market. Yes, to increase food. So you take one sucker, instead of planting one sucker, you multiply it. One sucker, depending on the size, can give you 50, 100 plantlets. Of which plantlets, yeah, you take one sucker, it give you that number of plantlets. You then use it and plant.
Okay, just to add, the problem with planting is that you can plant 1,000 plantains of a particular variety, a particular species, heavy bunches, but you are not sure that when you go to the village, one plantain, they will give you that variety. If you go to say want to buy suckers, they can give you banana and so on, or give you one that will give only 4 hands, 2 hands, so on. But with plantain multiplication, you can actually use 10 suckers. You propagate them, can give you 5, can give you 1,000 plantlets. What we call plantlets are these ones that we nurse. These ones. This is a plantlet. We give you something like this. And with this one, you are sure that it's the same thing that you want. And you can do your cost-benefit analysis and know that if you sell one bunch at 2 tons, 3 tons, it will give you what you want. So inside here, we have sawdust and the combs, which we are put inside. Unfortunately, they have not started germinating. Sorry. You can see, the combs are inside here. These are the combs. We just put them there a few days ago. See, these are the combs. So they are going to sprout. And one can give 50, 100, depending on how experienced you are. Okay, let us go down there.
Don't plant any type of seed. So it's when you want to multiply, you look now for a good pear seed, a good pear tree. You go now harvest the branch from it and come attach to this one, calling it grafting. So when we are doing it, you plant any type of seed. There's any type of seed that you just plant. You nurse it, it grows. So those are oranges there. Those are citrus there.
2022 International Day of the Rural Woman. A visit at NDEF by CAMGEW and its members to celebrate the day. There's a question here. There's a question here. Ask your question, madam.
If they give flower, that when these oranges they give flower like this, would they be? They say they.
Yes, when they give as a flowering means that they are bearing. They are not flowering for fancy. As the mother plant is flowering, this one that we've grafted is also flowering. Unfortunately, the first flowers may fall off, but it means it's an indication that in the years to come, 2-3 years, you will harvest. Yes. Let's go down to the next activity. These ones are recently grafted plants. Yes. I thought someone was going to ask why we put them in plastics. Okay, if you asked, I would have answered, but you've not yet asked.
So
anyway,
why are they in plastic?
When we graft them, we tie them in plastic like this just to condition the scion, the branch that we have brought from somewhere. But that branch is still very young. It's not yet mature. So we want to acclimatize the air inside, so it should be warm. It's just like in the hospital, you have premature. You try to put it in the baby in the incubator.
Something that they use for the cow. When you cut a branch from somewhere and bring, how do you fit it now in the other?
Yes, we have time. So we would have demonstrated grafting. We'll make another program for grafting. If you like to learn grafting, we have another program to train you how to do grafting and do marketing. Yes, we have our poultry here. We have our poultry here, which helps us to give manure. Apart from manure, we'll sell them to have income, to increase our income now. Yes, we have our poultry here.
This size is like how much do they sell them?
No, it depends on the time. You know, these are things we change with time. The price changes with time. Now, fowls are very expensive. They own, that used to be 25,000 for the cattle, now around 35,000. So by this size, yes, as of now, can be sold at least 2.5. Yes. Yes. So let's go to the next activity. Grafted lemon trees. You can see how they are on the tree. We have been harvesting and harvesting and harvesting. And see, if you imagine you have 1,000 of these lemon trees in your farm, and they are bearing this way 1,000. If you have 1,000, this tree from 1st January to 31st December, you have lemons on the tree. Yes, so if you have one in your backyard, you know, with the advent of coronavirus, you saw the value of lemon. Lemon automatically became expensive. So you can plant just one in your backyard. It helps your family medicinally. It puts your family health in order. Let's go down there. The pigs are anxious to receive us. Okay, welcome to the pig section. Here we have our pigs. And one of the advantages of agroforestry, planting trees, that we use some of the trees to supplement the feed of our pigs. You can see this is Luciana. Have you ever heard about Luciana? One of the agroforestry tree species. Yes, it's Luciana. You give it to pigs to supplement. It's highly rich in protein. You give it to pigs and see how the pigs are eating. So instead of spending so much money on feed, you use it to supplement your feed. It's also a nitrogen fixing plant. So if around your farm you plant some of them, you're cutting them to stake your beans, stake your yams, and they are helping to increase the nitrogen in your farm with the increase in the price of fertilizer. It's fertilizing your farm. You are using it to feed your pigs. You are using it to stake your yams, stake your beans. And at the end of the day, it's firewood. When you stake your yams, at the end of the day, it's firewood. Okay. Any question you ask? If there's no question, we'll go down there to the fish pond. Short people are trying to harvest guava.
Here we have a nutmeg.
Yeah, murphy, or what they call catfish.
Is it the only way they feed?
Yeah, you give them feed now.
Oh, like
Sometimes
water like this.
the bigger ones, they eat the smaller ones. When they're hungry, the bigger ones eat the smaller ones.
Okay, so as she's saying, this is another method. We call it fishing in containers or fishing in tanks. At your backyard, you can even get a big bucket and raise your own fish to supplement the livelihood of your family. So that you just go behind the house, get a fish, and prepare your food. Instead of buying a fish that has been frozen for how many years, you don't know. So you can actually get a container, you can build a tank like this one. You can build a tank like this one and put your fish at your backyard. You call it backyard fishing.
Where can you get the small fish one?
The fingerlings. Okay, that's the other issue.
Yeah, where you go and buy a fingerling. One you get
Any question? Any question? Okay, she's asking about this tree. This tree is called. This tree is called. Are we the order? This tree is called Kencaliber. This fruit, Kencaliber. Have you ever heard about it? No. What they call a bush pear. If you ever heard, the name is Kencaliber. It's highly medicinal. Works against malaria, typhoid, and many other things. Kencaliber. So here we have a lot of medicinal plants too. We're not going into that. A question. What's the question again?
But when you want to catch the fish from the water, how do you do it?
That if you want to harvest the fish, what do? We have a draining pipe. To harvest the fish, you have a draining pipe, which will remove, the water will come out. You see, when the water is overflow, you see how it is dripping, it's coming out. So when we remove this pipe, then the water will come out. You now have the fish, you can pick them. Yes.
The ones you want.
Or yes, you pick the ones you want. If you want to harvest all, you can harvest all. Or you pick the ones you want, then replenish the water. Okay.